called the Yoga Man for a number of reasons. I'd like to tell you about my resume because it's pertinent and whatnot. But I figured I would be a little bit nervous first time out and whatnot, and I'm getting close to dementia or whatever, so I could go down at any moment. And so I'm going to tell you about the 4 things that I brought to the table for tonight. And those 4 things are a psychiatrist. Yes. Another story, Bell in shit. Next story, crabs. And lastly, oh, this is wonderful. You're going to love this one, a boner. So let's get right to it, okay? First of all, I have psychiatrist. Why? Because I'm on my job. I really am. And I told her about my new career coming up, and she says, what's that? I said, I've always been interested, fascinated with comedy, and I'd like to do an open mic someday, somehow. So, and I'm going to do it. She said to them, what's your opening line's going to be? I said, I'm going to tell them I'm a retard, and I matured into a moron, and sure, that went real well. So I left there and whatnot, and I'll tell you one of my coaching stories, true story. It's the story of a bell and some shit. Bell first. I'm a cancer survivor. I had it really, really bad. And I had an operation, didn't work. And they said, you got to have radiation or you're probably gonna die. I had radiation, 34 treatments. And it's tough if you've never done that. You have to drink a lot of water before you do it. And then you gotta go, you go get this treatment. It's just tough. It's just radiation. And all of a sudden, okay, I rang the bell, okay, and then I left there, and that was cool to ring the bell. I had a game, and I was rushing around. I'm in a hurry. It's the hottest goddamn day of the year, just like we're here right now. So I rush up to my game. The game's 100 miles north. And what do? I got to get off the bus, and I got to shit. And so I rushed to the porta potty. Let me tell you something about baseball shirts. And I wore this shirt tonight, so it's a little cue on what goes on. If you can see my baseball shirt, it hangs low in the back, real low. So I go into the porta potty. It must be 125 degrees in there. And I sit down, and all of a sudden, I let it rip. And, oh my God, it was a 10. And anyway, I looked down, and the back of my shirt, which I was sitting on, caught all the shit. And I'm in a goddamn panic. I got a game in 5 minutes. So in I look, no toilet paper, no, nothing. There's a bag on the floor, and that was it. So anyways, best I could, took off my jacket, took off my shitty shirt, and cleaned up. I got shit everywhere, all over the toilet and whatnot. I cleaned it. Felt pretty good. Put the stuff back in the bag, put my uniform on, and I kind of hid my bag and threw it behind the dugout. And I got to go to home plate. One of my duties is to meet an umpire. And when I meet the umpire, I reach out with my hand to shake his hand. I never was a fan of this guy, but I looked down at my hand, and there's shit all over my friggin' hand. And when I left, and actually that felt good. Quick another story, okay? I was in the Army. How about an Army story? I learned a lot in the Army. Let's see, it was about 1969. I was sent to Panama Canal to work at the jungle school. And it was, believe me, I didn't get PTSD or anything like that. I handed out sheets. So it was a good gig. But I had a knee surgery. I had to get a knee surgery, and I'm in the Gorgas Hospital, which is just a terrible hospital. But I'm in waiting. They had gave me some anesthesia, and it was starting to kick in. But lo and behold, I looked next to me, and there's a guy from our post, a black guy, airborne ranger, tough guy. He says, "Hey, Tim." I said, "What's up?" He says, "You want to know a cure for the crabs?" I said, "Sure. You cure for the crabs. This is what you do, okay? and I'm just about out of it. He says, this is what you got to do. Magic marker, draw across a line across your thigh. Okay? Get some lighter fluid. Pour the lighter fluid on top of that and let the fluid go. Okay? And then you light a match and it fires up and the ants and the crabs will come out one at a time. This is what you do now. This is the tricky part. You got to take an ice pick and you got to stab them one at a time. Oh, wonderful! I learned a lot in the army, whatnot. Last story, boner time. You've been waiting for this one, I know. Well, gentlemen out there, I think most of you can relate to this. It's not going to be a dirty story. It's going to be an absolutely true story. Last night, as a matter of fact, this just happened to me. I'm watching the ball game, and I doze off. I'm all by myself out in the living room, and lo and behold, I sit up and I'm watching the game. I look down. I got a goddamn boner. I got a flagpole there, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? I haven't had one since before radiation. Yes, my life's an open book, tough shit. And I said, what am I going to do with this? Obviously, I wasn't going to go wake my wife up at 1 o'clock in the morning. She had told me to fuck off anyways. But I had to pee. And then I realized what it was. And gentlemen, you can all relate to this. I had a piss out on. What's the difference? What's a piss out on? A piss out on is just like it sounds. So I said, I got to go to the bathroom, take a piss. I go take a piss, and I can't, it just won't come out. Yet it's still at full mass. So I said, I'm tired. I went back and laid on the bed, and about 4 hours later, I wake up. Guess what? I had a fucking wet dream. It's Tim Russo. It was nice to see you tonight.